Yeah. Do you know, the one of the most incredible kinesiology sessions I had was in our seventh class. And I remember it so vividly. We were in a group of three and we had to, we were practicing on each other. And so we got to be client and practitioner through it. And my left shoulder had been playing up for probably 18 months. I'd had scans for bone spurs and all sorts of stuff, and nobody could figure out what was going on. I was working with a PT, I was doing all this stuff. And through this process that we were practicing, they tested up the emotion as being self-respect. And that 18 months ago was really when I had given my marriage 6 months to see if it was going to last or not. And so the emotion of self-respect was related to me not giving myself that self-respect, not trusting myself, and not taking action when I knew I needed to. And I sobbed literally for about half an hour. I could not stop. It was just like I'd opened the floodgates and the tears came. And I didn't have shoulder pain again until my grandfather died. But we hold grief in our shoulders. So on that lung meridian. And so that was the only time that I've really had shoulder issues since. The emotions, what happens is we are so used to, whatever gender we are, we have a specific way that we are supposed to react. We are supposed to be in this world. Can't show too much anger. You can't show too much sadness. You can't show too much of anything. You show too much emotion or too little, and it's all wrong. And there are some socially acceptable emotions and others not. So pretty much everything else we try and suppress. And so I was just this big volcano of suppressed emotions that I was trying to hold in. And so that all comes spurting out, however they came spurting out, usually inappropriately. But what happens with those emotions when we're denying them, when we're suppressing them, repressing them, whatever it is, they get somatized in the body. They get solidified and stuck in the body. And they interrupt the vibrational patterns. And so as those emotions are then, I guess, building up, it's building up pressure. And that pressure then creates pain, it creates imbalances, it creates disharmony, and it creates that lack of wellness. And so that emotional suppression, almost all of my chronic fatigue, physical pain, everything that my body was going through stemmed from emotional and psychological abuse.
Yeah. And do you see a link between emotions and gut health?
Oh, 100%. If you just listen to our language, I've had a gutful. I can't stomach that. That's giving me the shits. Straight away. Even if you're saying, I just need a bit more nurturing, the stomach deals with nourishment and nurturing on all levels, on digesting what's going on around us. I can't digest that. I just can't take in anymore. It's that stomach meridian. And then we've got, our small intestine. So if we can't digest what's going on around us, we're passing undigested stuff into the small intestine, which then your body can't absorb because it's like, I don't know what to do with this. You got big chunks and all the rest of it. And then by the time it gets to your large intestine, it's fermented, it's toxic, it's been held onto too long. So if we listen to our language, we can often hear those bits coming into our conversation. And I know it sounds a bit gross, but I remember there was one month, I literally had diarrhea almost all month. I went into my kinesiologist. She said, who's giving you the shits? And I said a name of somebody that I'd been having a few issues with. We cleared it and it all went back to normal. And I'm like, oh my God, that's just crazy. But yeah, there's so much emotional stuff that we store in our